Hello friends, I want to discuss today about not why but what exactly is Six Sigma. Now we are moving from why to what this time. Okay, so Six Sigma is about business processes. Okay, how we do business with our business processes. So if we want to meet all the requirement of Six Sigma, we have to focus on three basic things. One is process capability, process stability, and process predictability. And these can be done in any order. The only thing is that these three ingredients are important. Okay, so let's go one by one in each ingredient and find out what exactly it means. So let's start with the predictability of the process. So why in business we need process to be predictable, which is the main objective of Six Sigma to deliver. So when I talk about predictability, let's understand by this way: the moment truck enters into the factory, the timing should be predictable that 9 o'clock truck should reach to the factory. The moment it unloads the material, the quality should be predictable, not rejected. The moment it enters into the production hall, we should be clear that it should be manufactured within a cycle time. When we start the machine, we should be very clear about the predictability of the machine that is up. There will be no downtime, there will be no outages, right? The moment product is manufactured, the finished good quality is predictable. Then it moves to the customer OEM premise, then the logistics is predictable, the packing is predictable, there is no damage happening on the way, the timing is right, there is an on-time delivery. So business is about predictability. So when we commit in business, the leadership main job is the commitment in business. The moment I commit, I have to deliver my commitment. That's the main leadership quality. But what happens when a leadership commits something and down the process are not predictable, it cannot deliver the thing. Example to understand is that pizza delivery is 30 minutes. 30 minutes is predictable to taking the order, making through the furnace oven, done in 30 minutes because the process is predictable in that period, right? So this is the first part that has to be done, as called predictability of a process. Okay, we discussed about predictability of the process and the importance of prediction. Now let's talk about stability of a process. So what is stability? Stability means repeatability of a process. 90% life is repeatable. 10% it is not repeatable, and there we have to do problem solving. So 90% it has a standard to follow. It should repeat itself. There is no need for extra effort. Say for example, we set a process at a particular standard, then it should repeat every day. If I say one day truck will reach at 9 a.m., then every day should reach at 9 a.m. When I say my cycle time is 2 seconds, every day I have to achieve 2 seconds. It is not for a one particular day. It is not an event. It is a process. So what does it mean? Unless a process is stable, it will have a variation on everyday basis, and then I cannot deliver what I commit. So there is another dimension to it. The second dimension is stability of a process. These are the two important terms that we must remember. I still remember, to make a process predictable is not so easy. There is a small story in Mahabharata that Pandava was there in the jungle and forest, and one guy came to the Yudhishthira, the eldest brother, and he asked that, can you give me bhiksha, means something to, in the morning time. He was not begging, we can say, but he asked for that morning routine. But the Yudhishthira was doing some rituals, so he said, I cannot give you anything today. Tomorrow you come because I am busy today. And tomorrow, whatever you want, I have the capacity, I will pay you. So come tomorrow. And this conversation Arjuna was listening to. The interesting part, the moment that Bhikshuk or the beggar left, the Arjuna asked his brother that, are you God? I am going to go to a nearby village, beating the drums, and will explain everybody that you are like a god. So what happened? I had a simple conversation with that guy that I am busy today, come tomorrow, and you are making so much fuss out of that simple statement that I am a god, I will go to nearby village and beat the drum. Why you are saying like that? You are Arjuna, why? Talk intellectual thing. So Arjuna said, I will explain why I am saying like that. So I am saying because of the reason you said come tomorrow. It means following thing, please listen this carefully. It means you will be there tomorrow. Say yes. Then only I can give. Okay. It means the beggar will be there tomorrow. Say yes. It means beggar and you should meet also. Yes, it means that beggar should have intention to take tomorrow. Maybe he will not come tomorrow because today he refused, he may not come tomorrow. You also have intention to give tomorrow. Yes. So he asked so many questions that if everything is right, then only you can deliver it tomorrow. So he realized his mistake and he said, okay, I agree that to predict everything in future is not easy. Call him, I will give him today. Okay. So prediction about a process to deliver tomorrow and to be repeatable and stable is not easy task. We need a Six Sigma process and really a good amount of work to deliver these two parameters, right? Okay, so we are talking about the last ingredient, which is process capability study. So process capability is very critical indicator for Six Sigma implementation program or execution. Why? What customer wants and what I can deliver. I mean what process can deliver. So it is a ratio between two parameters, what customer desires and what a process can deliver, and how much I can align my parameter to the customer requirement. It is also called a definition of quality, right? What customer wants. So process capability is a very critical indicator, and we can calculate the ratio, but I don't want to go into the calculation formula. Let's understand the intent of capability study. So I want to share with an example to understand what is called process capability study. Suppose we want to go to Mumbai and we want to reach in 20 hours. This is my expectation. Okay, it's expectation management or desires. I want to reach in 20 hours. So I can take a train, I can catch a train and can reach in 20 hours. So train is capable to deliver that 20 hours requirement. Okay. But suddenly the requirement of the customer has changed. Now I have to reach Mumbai in 3.5 hours. Okay. And now to reach in 3.5 hours, the train is not capable. Even if I improve, I do kaizens, I do anything, because the design is not capable to deliver to reach in 3.5 hours. So I have to change my process, I have to re-engineer my process, and to improve the capability, you can say, or you can say improve the design capability of a process to deliver what customer wants. So what process I have to adopt? I don't have to adopt this, train taking you to the Mumbai. We have to catch the flight, because flight is capable, the aircraft or carrier is capable to take you to Mumbai in 3.5 hours. So by this definition, you might have realized that capability is linked with the design capability and performance capability. These are two very important terms in the process capability study. And that is why we say three things are important. Process must be stable, process must be repeatable and predictable, and process must be capable. So once we meet all the three requirements, then we can set and design a process to a very higher caliber. Those calibers we call it Six Sigma levels. So more fit the process is, higher is the Six Sigma level, and better is the delivery of the process, right? So these are the three things that we expect from a Six Sigma implementation program. Okay, thank you.